a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news.
To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story.
This is Frail Fragment's Monster Closet. Hey, this is the Monster Closet, episode 146. It's Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. We have a special guest here today, Darius from the Deadnotes. They're going to be playing with us Saturday, June 14th in Hamilton at the Vertigogo. Wild venue. We got Mr. Mule on that bill. We got the Poobs for Corey or Poobsie's birthday. Frail Fragment and El Kabong, and not only us, but Germany's The Deadnotes have come on the bill, and I got a chance to check them out, and I must say, I'm very impressed by your sound. You guys, I guess it's rock, dance, 80s. I mean, it's not my genre of music, but I must say, when I did listen to you guys, I couldn't stop listening.
That's great to hear.
So yeah, and you guys seem like you have all your ducks in a row. Like you guys have really nice looking videos, really nice sound. You took your time going through everything, like your sound and your image and just your band. And I want to congratulate you, on everything.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I'm really excited for Hamilton. Thanks for the kind words. It's going to be our first time in Canada, actually, and our first time in Hamilton. Super exciting for us.
Nice. And on June, the day before that, Friday, June 13th, you're playing in Toronto, and that's my hometown. Where are you guys playing in Toronto for NXNE? Do you guys know the venue you're going to be at for NX?
I think the venue is called Future Infinity Room, something like that.
Okay, I haven't heard of it, but congratulations with that too. So if you miss them in Toronto, they will be in Hamilton the next day at the Vertigogo with Frail Fragment. Yeah, I got a chance to check out Jesus Christ and American Sightseer, and yeah, very cool songs. The Deadnotes are touring Europe, Canada, kicked off June 10th in Montreal.
Heard that the tour kicks off in Montreal. That's right. Yeah, like I said, it's the first time in Canada. It's really, really crazy how this whole trip came together. Like, we got offered the festival, and we didn't expect that at all. And then we thought about it for a second and realized, okay, we can never afford that. And we're very fortunate here in Germany because we have a very good funding situation for bands touring abroad, which is good luck for us. That basically made it possible. And then got a bit of funding confirmed and decided, okay, now the risk is minimum, so yeah, let's go, let's book flights, let's see what it brings.
Wow, that's awesome that Germany. Where are you from in Germany?
So the band is originally from Freiburg, that is in southern Germany, a very beautiful but very small town and very dead in terms of music and cultural stuff. And so we all moved to Cologne 4 or 5 years ago, and it's still kind of the same band, but the lineup changed a bit. So it's basically Jacob and me. We know each other from, I think we met in our old drummer and Jacob met in kindergarten, and I met Jacob in elementary school a long time ago. And we started the band when we were 15 years old, and the band and musical style changed a lot. And when we all moved to Cologne, the band kind of had a restart in a different lineup, different sound. So yeah, that's kind of the short summary.
And not to kind of give away your age, but how long have you been in the Deadnotes? Like, when did the Deadnotes start?
So Jacob and I started making music together back in 2011 when we were 14 and 15 years old, actually. And we started touring right after that. So we did our first European tour when we were still 16 and 17 years old. Our first UK tour, we were 17 years old, which was crazy because we weren't even allowed to play most venues. We just did it, and we're lucky that no one checked our IDs.
Yeah.
And yeah, the band's still going, which is insane, and still doing better than ever.
And why are you playing music? Why do you feel like you're driven? to do this?
To be honest, I ask myself that question a lot, and I always come to the conclusion that I've never ever really found something else that moves me in the same way. Back when I was 15 years old, I already knew, like, this is the thing I want to do for my whole entire life. And I know it's tough, but like I said, the band's still going strong, and it's absolutely incredible to, for example, be able to tour Canada for the first time now after 15 years of playing music together with Jacob. And it still moves me in the same way it moved me back then, back when I was 15. Actually, back when I was 9 years old and I had a guitar in my hand for the very first time. Actually, when I was 9 years old, my parents, they always found me like playing air guitar with a, what's that called, badminton racket.
Yeah.
Then I always wanted to play drums, and they always found me play air guitar, and then they said, why don't you start playing guitar? And I was like, yeah, maybe that's the right thing, and yeah, still love it.
What are your influences, musical influences?
Oh, that's also a very tough question, because like I said, the style changed a lot, but with that recent record, Rock and Roll Savior, what a silly title, that is out now. Like, we kind of went back to our early days, went back to the beginning, and tried to make a record that we grew up with, in that sense that, like, I started listening to all the CDs that my dad gave me, and that was mostly hard rock, rock and roll kind of stuff, like Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, I don't know. And so we really wanted to make a record that, yeah, kind of inspired us back then, because the whole situation moving to Cologne a couple of years ago and changing the lineup of the band felt like a restart. It felt like, yeah, kind of a new beginning for the band, even though we still have the same name. And that was like one of the reasons why we wanted to go back to that. And it always happens that I send the stuff to our demos to good friends, and then they tell me, oh man, this sounds like Huey Lewis and the News, and I've never ever heard of them. Because, to be honest, like, Huey Lewis and the News are not big in Germany. They used to be big in Germany, but they're not anymore. And I've never ever heard of them. Then, like, 2 or 3 people told me, hey man, this sounds like Huey Lewis and the News, and then I got into the discography, and I'm, ever since, yeah,
the saxophone,
I'm a huge fan.
The saxophone, yeah, it does. And you guys have like a dance element to you with the saxophone. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the band I was thinking of really when I was listening. But there's a lot of influences there, right? Like, and you guys change your style. Like, you guys can play some like punk pop stuff as well. And you know, it's not just, your music's not just one thing. But I mean, I feel like it makes you, for me, it makes me happy. It's like pop music in the sense where it'll appeal to a mass amount of people. So yeah, that's cool. That's great, right? That's hard to do as well, right? So, I mean...
Absolutely. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, because you said, like, you can hear many different musical influences. It's kind of crazy how things developed over the last, actually, 10 or 15 years of playing music. Like, when we started out, we kind of grew up in the punk rock, pop punk scene in our, like, very tiny hometown, Freiburg, and we started to put on shows there. We promoted shows at a DIY kind of squatted venue, and that's actually where we met a lot of bands from Canada, because we put on shows for bands from all over the world, actually, and we had bands from Canada play there. And actually, yeah, I kind of got back to that now, and I messaged a couple of friends from years ago, hey, can you help me out? Can you send me some contacts? That's actually how the show at Vertigo came together. Some friends from Hamilton sent me the contacts. It was perfect.
Wow, cool. And yeah, like, so how I got in contact with you is Vertigo. I booked the show at Vertigo, and Genevieve sent me, who's their booking talent buyer, sent me your information saying that your record company got in touch with her. I think it was Jamie Altza or the Wall of Sound PR or whatever got in touch with her. And she said, do you mind adding this band? I think they'd be a good fit for us. And I listened to you guys and I said, yeah. And then this podcast, well, a big branch of this podcast is, you know, while I tour, while I play shows, and I can't play like shows like I used to play shows where it was like a few times a week. I would play shows all year long. Like you do like 100 shows a year. I can't really do that anymore because I have a family and the whole thing, right? But I mean, I'm doing, let's say, you know, 8 shows a year. But for those 8 shows, I want to make them as intimate as I can, and I want to create awareness around those shows. So this podcast is kind of a branch of this podcast is reaching out to these bands that I'm playing shows with and making these shows a little bit more special and getting a sensibility to all of these bands. And it's just not like a hi and bye thing and you never hear from them again. You can kind of, you know, get in tune with them, and it's really special that we can share this. So I know, you know, hats off to you, Darius, for being on this show. You know, I mean, you took a chance. You didn't know what to expect. You're putting in the work. You want to get yourself out there, right?
Absolutely. Like, most of all, the thing that still moves me when making music, because you asked that question, like, every time we play a show, it doesn't matter if it's on the other side of the world or in Germany, like, in the right moment of whether it's being on stage or next to the stage watching a different band, I always think like, okay, fuck, this is the greatest thing in the world to do, and it's so fucking cool to be able to travel somewhere and meet new people and we probably would have never ever met if not through music, and that is so cool and so exciting. And also really excited for the show in Hamilton because, like I said, we know a couple of bands from Canada, but we've never ever been over. And yeah, something whole new, different experience for us.
Well, Darius, you have my word that you know, if you stick around, I'm gonna try my best to get to the show before you guys play. It's just, you know, my guitarist and me, we're going together, and he's working, and he doesn't know what time he's getting up. And then we're driving from Toronto to Hamilton, right? So it's like, I'm going to try my best to get there, but I can make a promise to you. I think Frail Fragment hit the stage at 11 p.m. If you're around for us, I'm going to give it all I have, you know what I mean? And, you know, check us out too. Check us out too, man. FrailFragment.com. Yeah, FrailFragment.com. We have 6 albums. We've been around, you know, I've been writing music for a long time now. But wow. Yeah, we're still plugging away. The 6th album's coming out May 4th of 2026. Cool. Yeah, so we're always playing, and we're always doing something. Let's keep in touch, you know what I mean? And
yes, please.
Yeah. You know, I'll do my best maybe to show up for the Toronto show. If I can, I will. Right?
You're always welcome, yeah.
Just keep me posted. Let me know, please, when you're like where you're playing again. Just send me a message or something. Where are you playing again in Toronto? Do you remember? What is it called again?
The place is called Infinity Future Room or something like that.
Infinity Future Room. I'm not sure if you're out there, but if you are, the Deadnotes are playing Toronto for NXNE Friday, June 13th. Friday the 13th, folks, in Toronto, 2025. And then if you miss them, you can catch them with Frail Fragment, Mr. Mule, the Poobs for birthday show, and El Kabong the next day in Hamilton at the Vertigogo, Saturday, June 14th, 2025. Tickets are $10. I mean, you get 5 kick-ass bands for $10. You could check out more on the Deadnotes. They have some nice swag at 22liverecords.com. They got like vinyl, they got t-shirts, they got CDs, they got all kinds of stuff. Check it out. I'm gonna put their socials up here. And what else is it? Deadnotesofficial.com here. The Deadnotes Official at the Deadnotes Official, and frailfragment.com. Keep it locked. This is the Monster Closet, episode 146, Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. Thank you so much, Darius from the Deadnotes. We'll see you soon. Take it easy, folks. Peace.
Thank you so much.
I'm still too young